Hi everyone. My name is Emma, and I'm so excited to share this story with you today. I've always loved traveling, but one thing that used to make me nervous was understanding English at busy airports. Have you ever felt that way? Don't worry, you're not alone. Recently, I decided to challenge myself. I would navigate an entire trip using only English. It was a personal goal and a big step in my language learning journey. But here's the twist: would I succeed? Or would I get completely lost? Let me take you along for the ride. The airport was buzzing with activity. When I arrived, people rushed past with suitcases, announcements played on repeat, and the information screens seemed to change every second. I felt a mix of excitement and nerves as I approached the check-in counter. "Good morning," the airline staff greeted me. "May I see your passport and ticket?" I handed them over, silently rehearsing how to respond if they asked any difficult questions. "Your gate is 12B, and boarding begins at 9:15, they said. "Thank you," I replied, relieved that I understood. At gate 12B, I noticed a guy about my age flipping through a travel guide. He had messy brown hair, a backpack, and a relaxed smile. Gathering my courage, I decided to say something. "Hi. Are you flying to London too?" I asked, hoping my voice didn't sound too nervous. He looked up and smiled. "Yeah, I am. I'm Alex. And you?" "I'm Emma," I replied, smiling back. "This is my first time going to London." "How about you?" Alex leaned back in his seat and nodded. "It's my second time. I went there last year for a summer course. It's an amazing city." "What's taking you there?" "I'm visiting a friend and doing some sightseeing," I explained. "And you?" Alex's eyes lit up as he said, "I'm actually working on a project. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been hired to paint a mural for a coffee shop in Camden. It's my first international job. So I'm excited and a bit nervous." "That sounds so creative and cool," I said, genuinely impressed. "How did you get into graphic design?" Alex chuckled. "I've been into art since I was a kid. I studied design in college, and now I freelance." "What about you, Emma? What do you do?" "I'm a student," I said. "I'm studying business. But I love traveling and learning about different cultures." "So, what's on your list for London?" Alex asked. I thought for a moment. "I really want to see Big Ben, the London Eye, and Buckingham Palace. Also, I want to try some British food, fish, and chips, of course." Alex laughed. "Classic choices. You'll love them. If you have time, check out the Tate Modern. It's an art gallery with incredible views of the city." "Thanks. I'll add it to my list," I said, taking out my notebook to jot it down. "What about you? What's Camden like?" "It's vibrant and full of character," Alex said. "Lots of street art, markets, and great food. You should visit when you're there." We started exchanging travel tips and stories. Alex told me about the time he got lost in a market in Istanbul because he misunderstood directions. It was embarrassing at first, but now it's a funny memory, he said. I shared my story about almost missing a connecting flight in Chicago because I couldn't understand the announcement. It taught me the importance of practicing my listening skills, I admitted. Our conversation drifted to cultural differences and language quirks. Did you know British people say queue instead of line? Alex said with a grin. Really? I asked, intrigued. That's good to know. I would have been so confused. Alex nodded. And when you get on the underground, people will say mind the gap. You'll hear it everywhere. What does it mean? I asked. It's just a reminder to be careful when stepping onto the train, Alex explained. You'll get used to it. We laughed about how small language differences could be so confusing yet fascinating. It made me even more excited for the journey ahead. As we waited, I asked Alex more about his work. How do you come up with ideas for your murals? It depends on the space and the story the client wants to tell, he said thoughtfully. For the coffee shop, they want something inspired by London's history, but with a modern twist. It's a fun challenge. That sounds so interesting, I said. I'd love to see it when it's finished. Alex smiled. I'll send you a photo, or better yet, you can come see it in person. I realized that this wasn't just a casual conversation. It felt like the start of a genuine friendship. Suddenly, an announcement came over the loudspeaker. Flight 357 to London is delayed by 2 hours due to weather conditions. The crowd groaned, and I felt a wave of anxiety. Delays meant more time navigating the airport and trying to understand announcements. Alex noticed my worried expression. Don't worry, Emma. Delays are annoying, but we'll make the most of it. Let's grab some food. At the food court, I tried to order a sandwich, but mispronounced it as sunwich. The cashier looked confused, but Alex stepped in to help. She means sandwich, he said kindly. We laughed about it afterward, and Alex said, don't stress over mistakes. They're part of the process. Back at the gate, I noticed an elderly man looking confused. He was trying to understand an announcement, but seemed lost. Excuse me, do you need help? I asked. Yes, he said. I don't know what they said about the delay. I listened carefully to the staff and explained it to him in simpler English. Thank you so much, he said with a relieved smile. As I returned to my seat, Alex said, see? You're already helping people with your English. That's awesome. I realized that despite my mistakes, I was growing more confident with every interaction. As the plane took off and the clouds stretched below, I reflected on everything that had happened. The mistakes, the laughs, the conversations, they all taught me something valuable. This journey wasn't just about reaching London, it was about learning and growing through every interaction. I realized a few important lessons that I'd love to share with you. 1. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Whether it's mispronouncing a word like sandwich or misunderstanding an announcement, mistakes are how we learn. Embrace them. They're part of the process. 2. Ask for help. I was nervous to ask for directions or clarification at first, but I quickly learned that people are kind and willing to assist. Whether it's a staff member or a fellow traveler like Alex. 3. Practice active listening. Listening carefully to announcements, conversations, and even casual remarks helped me pick up new words and phrases. Over time, it became easier to follow along. 4. Every conversation is an opportunity. Talking with Alex not only helped me practice my English, but also gave me a new friend and valuable insights about London. If you're learning English, I encourage you to take every opportunity to practice. It might be challenging at first, but each step will bring you closer to your goal. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. I hope my story inspires you to face your own language challenges with courage and curiosity. If you want to improve your English and learn practical tips for real-life situations, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I share stories, advice, and fun ways to practice English. Whether you're traveling, studying, or just starting out, hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. Remember, every step forward is progress. See you in the next video, and happy learning.